Hello, peace and blessings to everyone. Want to say happy Father's Day to all our beautiful black men out there. Even if you're not able to be with your child, I just want to say thank you from a black woman for planting the seed of creation, and trusting us as divine beings to grow your creation, teach your creation, allow your creation and your legacy to grow however it grows, and hopefully up towards the kingdom. So we thank you, men, for trusting us to carry those seeds of divine creation. I want to read a poem my father wrote in 2005. It's called We Have Not Many Fathers. Boys must be led, men can lead, fathers set destiny. Boys need covering, men provide covering, fathers are covering. Boys need training, men can train, fathers' lives are living experiences. Boys desire, most men have, fathers can do without. Boys need protection, men provide protection, a father's presence is protection. Boys need a safety net, men can make a safety net, fathers are a safety net. Boys need peace, men can provide peace, father's presence is peace. Boys look, men can see, fathers have already seen. Boys are selfish, some men are selfish, fathers are selfless. Boys are frightened, some men are frightening, fathers are fearless. Boys are boys, some men want their toys, fathers provide heavenly and earthly joys. Boys need God, men search for God, fathers walk with God. Boys and men, it's time to graduate to fathers. So we just want to tell all our boys and men that are in their process, we appreciate where you're at and we thank you for where you're going. And to all our fathers, we thank you for continuing to mentor our boys and our men to get to their next level of destiny. And we thank all of you all for the process and the journey that you're taking to continue to grow into the kings that we need, to the elders, to the giftings and talents that are already in you that we as black women are learning to cultivate, are learning to appreciate, are learning to better help. So we're just asking you to just help us in our process. Stay focused. Continue to love us as we continue to love you. One of the things I wanted to talk about or mention was my father wrote that poem, and my father was my first nemesis. He was my first nemesis in life. I'm very thankful and grateful I had the opportunity to have a father in my atmosphere. That is first and foremost the most wonderful blessing. And even if you have not had a physical father in your home, having a spiritual father, a covering in your life is important, and that covering can come from many places, not just the person who biologically helped create you. So as we're even talking about that, in my journey with my father, whom I love so much and appreciate dearly, Apostle Dennis R. Jacobs, and I do speak in regular terms because I feel like his spirit is eternal. So yes, his body is no longer a part of something I can tangibly feel. It has gone back into the physical earth, so it is still part of physical earth, but his spirit has transcended. And we look at all the people who have transcended this time. There is a war in heaven, so we have to truly understand. We can't just read this stuff and say that we believe it and then don't really use it in our daily lives. But I do believe that the eternal spirit of our ancestors is fighting that war in heaven, is fighting on our behalf to help us continue to fight here to overtake and bring the kingdom of heaven back here, which is the perfection of perfect love. So like Nipsey Hussle, that wasn't him leaving or something bad happening. That was a sign for us to step up because one of our warriors got called to the higher realm to go fight. So he's fighting literally in heaven. There is a war in the spiritual realm that is taking place that does affect our physical realm, and we do have to understand that in honoring our ancestors and those who have transcended, who are doing that spiritual work as we continue doing our spiritual work here. So in saying that, during one of those extreme, wonderful, beautiful experiences with my father, I decided to fast for a year. I was very at a place where I did not understand truth. I did not know what to believe. Everything was a paradox. Everything was linear and not connecting. So I fasted for a year, no Bible, no books, no nothing. I felt like if God and the Creator, if the Creator, Supreme Creator is truly real, if I was on this planet and I just got here, there would be no books or no guide to how to get to the source. So it would have to be internally inside of me. So I wanted to focus on my internal and just listen and purge and go through what was in me to get to what was in me, if that makes any sense, you know, because everybody says God is in you, God is in you. So why do I have have to go to church to find it. Like, maybe that's what I'll do at a part of my process. But at this part, I got to find it in me first before I can even take part in that, because I don't know what to believe. Either way, during that year, no smoking, no drinking, no TV, no music, no sexual activity. All I did was work. When I came home, I would just sit and think, and write. I wrote a lot. I recorded myself talking a lot and listening to myself talk and asking myself those hard questions and going deep and going deep and going deep. A lot of crying, a lot of purging, just a lot of stuff. Either way, during that year, after that year passed, I came into information in the next couple of years that reconfirmed all the new thoughts and feelings that I had in my mind. I remember the day I told my dad, I said, I can no longer call myself a Christian. I am not a Christian. I'm a born again believer in truth. And the way I said, first of all, I was like, where in the book do you see the name Christian? You never see God call his people Christian. So what am I calling myself? Because I understood intention. Intention is so big in what manifests in the physical realm. So I understood whatever the intention was when that word was created, is what God is here. So, or people not being able to see, not having full truth. So, in the beginning, God spoke the world into existence. So if God is inside of me, the words I speak create something in my atmosphere. And this is scientifically proven. I'm not going to go that deep, but if you study somatics, and you look at the vibrations, your words literally vibrate. So, if you're in a room where there's nothing in the room and you talk, your voice echoes because your vibration is literally bouncing off the walls in the room. But if there's stuff in the room, your vibration is actually absorbed. So when you come into a room and you speak, people absorb your words, they absorb your energy, and those words actually move the physical matter and atoms inside of their body. Like, it's powerful when you really think about how easy it is to speak life into someone or to perform a miracle. So either way, like I told them, I didn't want to take that name because I had been studying John Henry Clarke, before. My dad was always very proactive in teaching us our African heritage and how things work. So what I did understand was that Christ before Christianity, like we talked about before, Christianity was a construct that was created by Constantine. Christianity or the spiritual system that you would call that already existed in our people. Our people created every, what you would call religion there is. The first Buddhas are black, Hinduism, Muslim, all of these things, Judaism, even Catholic. You go back, the first priests were Saint Seides, Francis Seides, saying it wrong, either way. So the spiritual system of Christianity, or what we would call the monotheistic understanding of who we are and what dwells inside of us, Constantine saw how powerful it was, decided to take it over and water it down. So a lot of times we get upset saying, it's the white man's religion. Well, yeah, the white man took what was ours once again and perversed it. So don't throw away something that could be good. If you read it, like, all things have something good in it. So don't let our hurt from the lies that's been told to us, even about our spiritual system, because the Bible is filled with us. And I think I was just reading a verse. Either way, so these are the new thoughts that came to my mind. These are the new thoughts that came to my mind during that process. I thought about, well, okay, you have Adam and Eve here. And, I have a lot of conversations with men who say they hate women. She ate the apple, she was this, she was that. But let's look at it this way, okay? When all we knew was good, and our whole purpose is to be divine beings, that means to have all the power that is God. And before the apple was bitten, we didn't know anything but good. So we literally had no power. We had no power. We were literally slaves to good. We that's all we knew. We had no other option. So to me, in my mind, that makes you a slave. That makes you have no power over something because you don't even have the option. So when Eve bit the apple, what she did was she chose. She chose to take the test of evil. Because remember with Jesus in the garden, he had to go through everything to gain power and authority over it. So only through gaining power and authority over something can you destroy something. So understanding the process here and knowing that you have to go through it, then you have to understand to have authority over something, to have supreme creatorship, It's intention. So prayer is not the words. Prayer is the intention. Prayer is the intention in your heart. So when you look at the intention in your heart, and you look at the words that are coming out of your mouth, and you look at choosing to have to go through something. So I know I have to go through these labor pains to have the gift of a child. Okay? So Eve knew we have to go through evil. I have to bite this apple, because if we don't go ahead and go through all this evil, we're never going to actually be able to be divine beings. We're going to be stuck in this place of not growing and just doing the same repetition every day, the same things. Like everything is good, and that's good. But once you go through something and then it comes back to you, you have more like, no, I know I don't want that now. Like, because I done been through it, I done seen it. No. But when you haven't been through something, you don't understand it. So godly wisdom only comes through experience. So Eve understood we have to experience evil to have the godly wisdom over evil, to have authority over it all, for heaven and the kingdom to reign supremely. And it's a human process. So at this time in our lives, it's an evolutionary cycle. So men, what I want you to understand is, as women are gaining our understanding of who we are as the Holy Spirit, as supreme wisdom, the crown that set upon the throne set upon the woman's head. So we are your foundation. We are the foundation of wisdom. And when we begin to learn our power, and we learn how to fight like a girl with love and compassion and stop coming at you with ego. I was having a conversation with my friend, and we were arguing about something, and he told me, hey, stop talking to me in your masculine voice. And I was like, what? But it clicked to me. We can never get through a conversation because I always come off masculine. When I get angry, my ego starts talking to his ego. And as a man, his ego is going to clash every time. So I have to walk in my femininity with love and compassion when I talk to my man. And I'm not saying cater to him. I'm not saying baby him. I'm saying let the intention in my heart be for truth to really prevail, be for love and righteousness to rule the situation, whether I'm right or wrong. That's the thing. We got to let go of our control and our ego saying that I got to be right. We don't got to be right. We can learn from them too. I didn't realize men had feelings. Like, I really have learned a lot from this relationship that I'm in now. I learned a lot from the relationship I was in with my daughter's father. Like, that changed my life, you know. So I'm thankful to all the pain I've went through with the men in my life, because I chose to see what was the lesson that I was supposed to learn, not why did they hurt me. Because our men, we already know why they hurt us. It's ingrained in their atmosphere. It's ingrained in our atmosphere. But when we understand that really the woman is the head in the spiritual realm, and everything is spiritual before it's physical. So when we won't take our role, our man can't take their role. So we formally apologize for not understanding our role, for having anger and frustration and not seeing the spiritual realm of our divineness as the foundation of your divineness. And we are working on it. And we are just asking everyone to have the conversation and understand the woman biting the apple wasn't something evil. That was her pushing that friction, because that's what we do. You know, we are that piece that kind of pushes you to the edge to make you have to do the next. But please stop seeing us as nagging. Please stop seeing us as pushing you in the wrong way. And please see us pushing you to being the kings that we know you can be, because that's really our place, to teach, to push, to motivate, to help grow. And as we're in our process of learning how to say it with love and compassion, and not with all the hurt and anger and bitterness that we've dealt with, let's just stop competing about who's been hurt the most, and let's just cooperate to get rid of the hurt. You know, like, so women have been emasculated men, so understand that we've been very hurt by men in our lives. We have been hurt by the system that told us that we were evil, we were witches, we bit the apple, we the whole reason everything is bad. But really, we the whole reason everything is about to be good. Because if we had not taken the first step out to say, we got to take this step out, babe, we're gonna have to go through some ill stuff right now, you know what I mean? But I got you, and I'm gonna be right here with you till we get through it, back to our divineness. So baby, it was only a test. It's only a test, okay? We had to bite the apple, so stop looking at it like it was something bad. It was something divine. It was a choice that we made to understand, I'm willing to bear this cross. I'm willing to carry this cross for the next couple of 100,000 years for humanity to once again walk in its divinity, because you got to go through the process. Only as God can you have grace and mercy once you know evil. Once you understand evil, once you've experienced evil, now you can choose good with a wholly intentioned heart. And that's what God does. That's what the Creator does. That's what the Source does. You cannot choose totally goodness if you have not been through the trenches of evil. So when you have the power to make it through the trenches of evil, and it is in your DNA to understand what you do not want anymore, then you have the power